hopefully we get the Devin Haney rematch. And then whoever else wants it, Teofimo Lopez, he's on my radar. A lot of people that everybody wants to see. That's what I want to fight, so it's going to be good.
Ryan Garcia, I mean, that fight has question marks. It's unfinished business. We're on a clean playing field, even playing field. We know that I'm going to be victorious. There is no bad blood with Eddie. If an opportunity comes this way, where we can work together, then it will happen. If not, then I appreciate Eddie for everything that he's done for me. He put me in position. He gave me a chance in the beginning, and I couldn't appreciate him enough for that.
I hope we get the Devin Haney rematch, and then whomever else wants it, so it's going to be good. Tifam LZ is on my radar, and everyone wants to see him, so that's what I want to fight. Ryan Garcia has a lot of unanswered questions, but we're on a clean playing field, and we know that I'm going to win. There is no animosity between Eddie and me, so if an opportunity arises where we can work together, then it will happen. If not, you know that I appreciate Eddie for everything he's done for me, putting me in a position where he gave me a chance in the first place, and I couldn't thank him enough for that. Ryan Garcia has now addressed Devin Haney live about their possible rematch. On April 20, 2024, Garcia and Haney engaged in a much-anticipated bout at the Barclays Center. Garcia and Haney engaged in a much-anticipated bout at the Barclays Center. Garcia won by a majority vote, but the outcome was reversed to a no contest. The New York State Athletic Commission then suspended Garcia for a year after he tested positive for the prohibited sub-auster.
I still think Devin Haney can beat Ryan Garcia.
Oh, yeah. I do.
Don't fight that type of style.
Yeah.
Don't stand right in front of him.
Yeah.
Do your Devin Haney, and get out of there.
And that's what you do with rematches. You find everything you did wrong. You know it instantly after the fight's over. You come back and you right those wrongs. I do believe that it's a rematch that he will win. I think we talked about this time and time again. I think it's a rematch that both guys really need to have.
Deon Haney can still defeat Ryan Garcia, in my opinion. Oh, I don't fight that way. Don't stand directly in front of him. Do your Deon Haney. Then, leave the fight. With rematches, you discover all of your mistakes right away. When the fight is over, you return and you know you wrote them down. In a recent live confrontation, Devin Haney stated his desire for a rematch, but insisted that Garcia submit to yearly random testing by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association before they could fight again. I do think he will win this rematch, and I think we have discussed it numerous times. Garcia blasted W and declared that he would never employ their services again, saying that it was unethical and that he would always maintain his innocence. Haney responded by stressing the significance of a clear and level playing field. Given that the two fighters are still exchanging angry remarks on social media, the rematch's future is still up in the air. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney squared off in a highly anticipated match in April 2024. Although Garcia's return date is still uncertain due to his suspension and persistent wrist injury, Haney intends to return to the ring in March 2025. At first, Garcia obtained a majority ruling. Garcia knocked Haney down 3 times during the fight, but the victory was short-lived as Garcia tested positive for the illegal substance ostarine, which resulted in the bout being canceled. As a result, Garcia was suspended for a year, retroactive to the fight date, and faced financial penalties.
Yeah, that's why I was getting medium well.
You go get my steroids?
Medium well.
It's in my secret drawer.
Steroids gang. I'm looking big.
Star boxer Ryan Garcia has tested positive for a performance-enhancing substance both the day before and on the day of a surprising victory over Devin Haney last month. This news comes from a letter by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association. The testing samples were collected prior to the fight, but the results only surfaced afterward.
Fair gang penalties, I appear like a huge famous boxer. According to a letter from the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, Ryan Garcia tested positive for a performance-enhancing substance, both the day before and on the day of his unexpected victory over Devin Haney last month. The testing samples were taken before the fight, but the results weren't made public until after the controversy. Tensions between Garcia and Haney increased, and Haney expressed reluctance to consider a rematch, citing the integrity of the sport and the implications of Garcia's failed test. In response, Garcia took to social media, saying, "I'll never give him nothing again," indicating his unwillingness to interact with Haney in the future. Garcia appeared in public at Dwan Davis's bout with Frank Martin in Las Vegas while sporting a t-shirt bearing the phrase, "Rematch," although Garcia and Davis were seen embracing after the event. This stunt was interpreted as a direct challenge to Davis, with whom Garcia also has a contentious history. This left fans wondering about possible future fights, as both fighters are currently determining their futures as of January 2025. Although Haney has stated that a rematch with Garcia is unlikely in the near future, he has revealed plans to return to the ring in March 2025. Garcia has stated interest in taking on other opponents prior to contemplating a fight with Haney, and his suspension is scheduled to end in April 2025.
He did whoop Devin Haney.
That wasn't a steroid whooping, bro. That was just a cold
like,
blood.
that was bad.
They ever run that back?
For sure they're going to run it back because
Devin Haney's suing him for assault and battery.
that's wild.
Nah, that's
I guess the rationale is that if he used PEDs to beat him, then it ruined his reputation. And how much damage did that cost to his career? And that's what he's suing for.
Or you could just get it back in blood.
Do you think Devin Haney like could knock out Ryan Garcia?
He did a whoop. Dion Haney was suing him for assault and battery, which is crazy. They will definitely run it back because it wasn't a steroid whooping, bro. It was just a horrible cold blood. I suppose the reasoning is that if he beat him with PEDs, it damaged his reputation and his career, which is what he is suing for. Or you could just get it back in blood. Do you think Dion Haney could defeat Ryan Garcia? No well-known boxing figures have commented on the possible rematch. The fact that Turki Alek, the chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, named a rematch between Garcia and Haney as one of the top 5 bouts he hopes to see in 2025, shows how popular their rivalry is around the world. The rivalry between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney.
Michelle Joy Phelps with Fight Hub TV, and I'm joined now with Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar, it's good to see you here in London. Let's bring the missus in. You guys look really nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Feeling?
We feel great. She's a little cold, but we're okay.
It is a little chilly out here at the moment.
Ruin the outfit. You can't wear the jacket today.
Yeah. Well, I have to ask you, Turki Al-Sheikh's #1 fight that he wants to make is going to be the rematch between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. What do you make of that?
If Ryan Garcia wants it, then that's what he wants. But me personally, I see no need for it. Ryan Garcia destroyed him, and that's the bottom line. So I think we have to make the best fights possible. And there's fighters here like Teofimo. There's fighters here that we can match up Ryan with anyone and make a terrific event.
I'm going to ask you, Teo's right here. Obviously, that was one of the fights I said I wanted to see the most in 2025. Conversations, possibly. I know that he's a little bit intertwined in something complicated at the moment, but obviously, if and should he be free later in the year, maybe a fight between those two?
Yeah, absolutely. If they're the best at the moment, if that's what people want to see, we have to make it. I mean, look, I sound like a broken record here, but I was once a fighter, and I'm a promoter now, but I think like a fighter. I want to see the best fight the best.
Start in the ring, since they were two of the best in the lightweight class, and their names were frequently mentioned when talking about potential champions. There was a lot of buzz leading up to their first fight in 2024, with heated arguments and trash talk. Haney's methodical, technical approach stood in stark contrast to Garcia's quickness and charisma. In late 2024, Devin Haney filed a lawsuit against Ryan Garcia, claiming fraud, battery, and breach of contract due to Garcia's positive PED test after their first fight. In response, Garcia said he would not consider a rematch unless Haney dropped the lawsuit, emphasizing that the lawsuit must be dropped before we even discuss a rematch. The clash of personalities made the fight one of the most anticipated of the year. De La Hoya, Oscar, since Garcia dominated Haney in their first bout, Garcia's promoter has ruled out the need for a rematch. De La Hoya said, "I don't see any need for Ryan to fight Devin again." This is Michelle Joy Phelps from Fight Hub TV, and Oscar De La Hoya is joining me right now. It's nice to see you in London, Oscar. Let's bring the missus in. You guys look great. Thank you so much. We feel great. She's a little cold, but we're okay. It's a little chilly outside right now, so you can't ruin the outfit. You can't wear the jacket today, though, so I have to ask you a question. Al-Sheikh's #1 fight that he wants to make is going to be the rematch between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. What do you make of that? If Ryan Garcia wants it, then that's what he wants. But me personally, I see no need for it. Ryan Garcia destroyed him, and that's the bottom line. So I think we have to make the best fights possible. And, there's fighters here like Teofimo. There's fighters here that we can match up Ryan with anyone and make a terrific event. I was going to ask you, Kays, right here, obviously, that was one of the fights I said I wanted to see the most in 2025. Conversations, possibly. I know that he's a little bit intertwined in something complicated at the moment, but obviously, if should he be free later in the year, maybe a fight between those two. Yeah, absolutely. If they're the best at the moment, if that's what people want to see, we have to make it. I mean, look, I sound like a broken record here, but I was once a fighter, and I'm a promoter now. But I think like a fighter, I want to see the best fight the best. When the fight finally happened, it delivered on the action front, with Garcia showcasing his power and Haney demonstrating his resilience. However, the post-fight drama surrounding Garcia's positive test overshadowed the contest. Their animosity centered on Garcia's victory being overturned and his subsequent ban. Garcia has strongly denied intentionally using any prohibited chemicals, arguing that the positive test was likely caused by contamination in his supplements. Although this response is typical in professional sports, it hasn't done much to heal the harm to his reputation. Garcia has maintained his defiance in the face of criticism that the incident marred his career and disappointment from some of his supporters. His social media presence has consisted of a combination of fight announcements, inspirational postings, and scathing comments directed at Haney and other rivals. Garcia believes he is still in charge of the issue, as seen by his statement that he won't give Haney another chance. A rematch offers him the chance to repair his legacy, in addition to resolving the dispute. Conversely, Devin Haney has adopted a more measured and circumspect stance by declining to commit to a rematch. In interviews, Haney has portrayed himself as a fighter who values honesty and equity in the sport. He has also shown contempt for boxers who fail tests, claiming that it diminishes the spirit of competition. Although some critics contend that Haney is avoiding a rematch because he is aware that the first fight revealed weaknesses in his game, the back and forth between Garcia and Haney has polarized fans. Haney's decision to investigate other opponents first is also strategic. By avoiding Garcia, he distances himself from the controversy and concentrates on creating his own legacy. Garcia's admirers contend that his performance in the ring justifies a rematch and that his positive test result was an honest error. They view Garcia as a corrupt opponent whose victory is nullified by his failed test for them, but they also cite his 3 knockdowns as proof of his dominance over Haney's supporters. Rather than being an avoidance tactic, Haney's unwillingness to consider a rematch is a moral stand. The stakes would be extremely high, with each fighter trying to prove a point.